Ever since I first dove deep into Fnaf Fangames, there was one that stood out among the others. I'm not usually afraid of Fnaf Fangames, except Babys Nightmare Circus. And yeah, not the Rage Bicycle game, that's really difficult. I'm talking about this one, the one that mixes FNAF 4 and Sister Location. Normally I find animatronics that lean more into the uncanny valley aspect creepier, but something about this game triggered me, and every time I tried to play it, I Alt F4 immediately. But now I have finally played it. Was it as scary as I thought, or is it a pushover? Let's find out. Like and subscribe, and let's go. So let us begin with the intro. We wake up in a circus. Yo guys, not gonna lie, last time I blacked out and woke up at a circus, it did not end well. A weird pink voice tells us that we're lost, and that to find answers, we must beat the game. Then cut to title screen. I really like this. It's clearly inspired by the FNAF 4 title screen, but more sinister, showing parts of the circus and a bunch of animatronics. I think it works really well at setting up the atmosphere of the game you're about to play. When we press start game, we are brought to this screen with a lot of knights. Yeah, it took me over 3 hours to beat this game that I was really afraid of. It was a day to remember. And yeah, I would never play this game at night. The circus for beginners is just a tutorial. It explains the basic mechanics. Wind up the windy thing, watch Ballora spin around because I guess she just likes having an audience. Flash your light at the biddies who, like, look at these screenshots, what the hell are these guys doing? And for Circus Baby, just go to her tent and go away. Theoretically, you have to quickly go away if she's right in your face, but just leave quickly either way to save time. One thing I want to mention right off the bat is the style, specifically the style of the animatronics. Mila, the creator of the game, just has this certain style, like Scott's older style but on steroids. I don't mean that as a bad thing too. The models look really unique, and I mean, he did recreate Scott's style in the absolute banger of a game that is Tykes & Sons Lumber Company. Now I'ma be honest with you, Chief. When I started the easy way, I immediately left and turned off my PC. Call me a wimp, or a coward, or a pussy, all you want, okay? It was late and very dark and I wasn't in the mood for a horror game. However, the day after, I decided to try again. I was gonna graduate from Weenie Hat Juniors and into... and to go to Salty's Platoon. But yeah, I was still scared as shit. There's a reason I wanted to delay a video about this game for so long. I prefer to make a video about a disgusting FNAF Dentist game before this. And I played this pile of shit before this game, because at the time that was preferable. What I was most scared of was Ballora, because like, dude, she's just creepy with her eyes open, look at her. And that's about it, she just looks creepy. And also the spooky flashing lights the Biddy Babs made, because FNAF 4 taught me flashing lights means... so something's going down. But yeah, this night was really easy. However, one annoying as shit thing that got me killed multiple times was my 3-monitor setup. You see, to turn around, you need to click on the very side of either the left or right. And you need to be fast to keep up with these fellas. But that leads you to sometimes clicking on the other monitor. And what makes this even worse is that the game is not in the standard 1920-1080 aspect ratio, which means that if you click out of the game window, it minimizes and it absolutely fucks up your monitor, wasting like 20 seconds at least, and that's enough to get you killed. So if you make this mistake, it means death. Other than that, yeah, then I was fine. However, the other two, let's just talk about the other two quickly because they're the same, but like one is harder. It brought some challenge, and with challenge come jump scares. Mostly Biddy Bab and Circus Baby. I guess was just too slow for Circus Baby sometimes, or didn't turn around quickly enough. I don't really know. And for the Biddy Babs, my management of them was pretty bad at first. God, I want to shoot them, they're so annoying. Although the first few jump scares were scary, they eventually honestly made me laugh. When I died, I laughed because, you know, they honestly look kind of funny when you're not scared of them. However, I mean, they still made me jump. Oh, and there's also this guy. I wonder if he's gonna be important. After these three, there's two Funtime Nights that replace Baby with Funtime Freddy and Ballora with Funtime Foxy. Funtime Foxy just waves. How's the main gameplay? Well, my strategy was to go to Biddy Babs, flash them, then rewind the rewind station. What did what? And charge the rewind station, and then check for Circus Baby. And if the screen was flickering when I was leaving from Ballora, I checked Biddies and then Baby. This strategy didn't always work, however. That's about it. I did die a few times, but I don't really know why. I assume my reaction time was off a few times, or I was just straight up too slow. However, I kinda like that, because the game wouldn't be very fun if it was just easy, that if you go in a circle to all the tents you win. I appreciate that. This is similar to Fnaf 4 gameplay. It's quite repetitive, but it's fun to finally beat the night, but there are points where it gets boring. I appreciate how there's stuff like new characters to try to spice things up though, and I will touch on a bit later about what I appreciate about these sections. But after beating some of the nights, you unlock these mini-games, the tent mini-games. There are 3 tent mini-games, one with a night marina, or however you say this, Bonbon and Bonnet. Basically, each one has different rules. If they're in the left, middle, or right tent, you do one of 3 things. Turn off your light, keep it on, or flash it. What you do depends on which animatronic you're up against. Trust me, I spoke to Bonbon, he does not like it when he's on your left and you flash him. Also, how the hell do you come up with this design? These are all fine, I died a few times, but they're not really like difficult. Just make sure you listen to the sound cues to know when they arrive, and just repeat in your head which tent you do what for. I know the pacing is off in this video. I mean, we are already done talking about the main night sequence, but trust me, there is a lot. Cough cough classic mode. After you beat the 5 circus games, which, well, got me acquainted with the jump scares to say the least, and then the 3 10 mini games, you get a night. Ennard Night. So everyone else is gone, all you have is Ennard. You have to listen to the sound cues he makes and then go to the tent he's in and flash him. If Ballora's music plays, go to Ballora's tent. If the screen flickers, go to Biddy Bab's tent. If you hear scratching, go to Circus Baby's tent. And then when you hear a weird clank, go to the rewind station. This night is really easy. However, I did die once for some reason. I found Ennard, flashed him, and in the middle of doing so, he jump scared me. That was bullshit, and I don't have a video because my OBS decided to display a still of my screen instead of my screen, so thanks, you dick. No, this isn't coping, okay? It isn't. I swear this happened. Yeah, so just go to where he is and tap shift. Then you have the final night with Baby Geist, with a sick cutscene showing Baby Geist activating, which, I mean, look, it's dope. In the night, you find Baby Geist and shock her. You just search around because you don't get any clues. Look, this has cool animation with like most of these a night main game, 10 mini games, and this one feels sort of simple. Like a lot of these, you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. It does get a little boring, however, thankfully the nights go by fast. Like I was surprised by how quickly the hours go by. But I must say that in the main game, it is pretty cool how sometimes you have to skip over certain tents. Like when the Biddy Babs get pissy for some reason, even though you just checked on them, because then it's like, oh no, I hope the other stuff doesn't get even angrier with me now. And with the tent minigames, because there is 3 of them, it's easy to mix up what to do on which tent. Same with Ennard Night, you'd need to remember which tent is which, and what sound cues mean what. So even if I did just criticize the game a lot, I do think that it's not 100% formulaic, and there's a lot of fun to be had with this game. And yeah, I didn't mention it yet, but you have a prize corner. Every time you beat a night, you get a fun little thing, and they appear in the prize corner. However, there are certain things that are more than meets the eye, and some are straight up weird, like, bro, what the hell is this? This yellow square dog tells you how to get one of the endings, the broken ending. You need to type Biddy, and then press the red line. And then beat the living shit out of this little guy, which I have to admit felt really good. Also, when you get this key, you can unlock this chest, which I never noticed in my playthrough. I had no idea this thing was here. I'm blind, but you get this plushie. Dude, did 10 bulldogs play with this plushie? What the hell happened to it? After getting the Baby Geist ending by killing Baby Geist, we unlock classic mode. And personally, this is where I think the game really shines. Like, sure, the main game was fun, it was pretty straightforward, but occasionally you had to make tough decisions on prioritization, and your legs were really working overtime. Dude, if I was ever in a Fnaf Fangame, my ass would just give up. There's no way I can handle so much running for 6 hours. Anyway, the classic mode is, well, a different game entirely, you could say. It has the same characters, but the gameplay is different every night. Biddy tells you that to finally escape, you need to survive these nights too. The first one is this Fnaf office section, and someone took a bite out of Circus Baby's face. I'm guessing the same bulldogs from earlier, they got the baby. This night is very straightforward, it has cool renders, but you get given so much power, and that's the point, you're not actually meant to die, I think. The render of Ballora in the vent is really cool though, and I was scared because there's no door you can close. At the end, Biddy comes, roasts FNAF 1, and turns off your power. Freddy plays a song and the night is complete. This is really the introduction night. It's not really all that difficult, so let's just move on. The next night, your doors are gone. You shine the light at the different animatronics and, well, here nothing can kill you either. It's cool to see the new destroyed robots up close, but that's about it. However, then Biddy comes back and makes you crawl for this vent. It's simple. Go forward, and when you hear something in front of you, stop until the sounds stop. However, there is a little secret in this minigame that I will touch on later. So after you do this boring section, you beat night 2. So far, these weren't really all that difficult. They were cool, yeah, but to be fair, we're only really now getting into the nights where you can die. So let's move on. This next one is with the Biddy Babs. You have to arrange the bottles so that the eyes don't see you. Now this is a fun reference to the pushover that was this minigame's sister location, so I appreciate that, but this one wasn't hard either. But it does give you a little adrenaline rush to see an eye poking over a small bottle, having to quickly take it, look for a spot to place it, and then taking a big bottle, and sometimes you take a big bottle that you used before to hide too, so now you need a new one. It's not hard, but I think it's a lot more fun than the minigames we had before. This minigame also has a secret that I will talk about later. The next one is a doozy. You're in this FNAF 6 inspired room with a computer. You have 4 cameras, a way to uphold the ventilation I guess, and a Pong game with Biddy. This one confuses me. Like, I saw some stuff in the cameras, but I didn't have a way to defend myself. Sometimes part of the screen flashed and I got jump scared, but I think all it did was drain my ventilation. Yeah, so this minigame just left me a little confused. I don't know how I beat it. I don't know if I'm a sick epic gamer or if I won just because of pure luck. However, what's after this is interesting. You play as Scott Caffon, and you have to dodge the prototype Balloras. Eventually, they spin, and yeah, I died a few times here. Then you meet Nightmare Lolbit, and then you win. So I assume this is what happens when Biddy takes psychedelic drugs. Now on to the final night. Night 5. Biddy tells us that he lied and that we're stuck with him. But then we unlock the power of violence. Biddy gets flashbacks of being bullied in high school and turns evil. We are transported into this office again. We can drain his power, which... No, hold on, let me rant for a moment. Why did this guy set up and give us a way to drain his power that I swear Fnaf Fangame villains are the stupidest. Sometimes he tries to get in, go to the door you heard him in, and shine the light. Just repeat that, yeah, it's really simple. After you're done, you wake up from a coma, I don't know, but you get an old book. Oh yeah, this has a prize corner too, where you get some more weird stuff. If you go through the old book, you will see him, Mr. Afton. Click him and you trigger the real final night. Afton night, I guess it's called. This is easily the hardest night of the game. It's very similar to the Ender night in Sister Location. If he's in one of the 2 hallways, close the door, and if he's in the vent, look at him. Sounds simple, doesn't sound difficult, but you get very little power. I constantly ran out, and I feel like sometimes this Sideshow Bob wannabe just camped my doors. And yeah, this night is all about risk and reward. The more you risk, the more you're rewarded with excess power, and I really like that. I think this night was really fun, even though it was very difficult. Finally beating it was very satisfying. Also, I like Mr. Afton's design. Like, yeah, it's weird that he has this hair, but I don't know, I like it. Now about those wacky secrets. You see, in the vent, if you go backwards, you get this weird minigame. You go and get this doll. However, you may notice the weird shelf. Yep, it's a clue on what to do next. You have to arrange the bottles in the Biddy Bab minigame in this way, and then you get another minigame. Then you get another weird doll, and that should get you everything in the second prize corner. So that was Babys Nightmare Circus, a game I was deeply afraid of, but now, honestly, I'm really happy I played it. It gave me a good adrenaline rush not many other fan games seem to give me. Also, it was just a good game, man. I'm happy I played it. Although the gameplay was a bit repetitive and boring, it was still a fun experience and I'd absolutely recommend it. Let me know what more fan games I should check out. And let me know if you know any like extra creepy or scary Fnaf fan games. And with that, I'm off to play the really annoying bike game. So thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and goodbye.